not fishing for compliments. Sometimes I forget I have common sense. It's not common, very uncommon. They see me as a problem. That's common, though. I think my parents should use the condom, though. I'm not the problem most of the times, but I take blame because, well, I just want things to continue to go through. Stop pausing time. I'm here for the time span. I want to leave right now, but they say, gotta sit here. Or those that are supervisors of me could legally get in trouble, and you don't want that, E. Of course not. I was taught to be a good little boy, but what does that mean? That means be a submissive bitch, switch when they want you to, be aggressive too. Don't be too aggressive, though. Make sure that you're aggressive to those that they tell you to be. Basically, be a dog on the leash. That's exactly what they're telling you without telling you. Why do you think like that, E? Well, probably because of the way that I was ingrained to be, probably and possibly because of the chemicals in my brain, probably and possibly because of the people around me. So many different variables that I can't quite account for and don't really remember much. My brain keeps me safe from the things of my youth. So insanity, possibly, probably, I don't really know what normal is. I just know so many abnormalities come from me. I'm starting to believe that I am weird. Even though 23 years worth of reviews, even though I'm 27 now, well, I didn't do the math right, because I came here when I was 4. I'm 27 now, so what's that really mean? 7 from 4, that equals 3? Maybe? I don't really know. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, exactly how I said it before. I'm telling you so much more that you want less from me. That's why they keep telling me you're speaking too much for me. And I'm the child that wanted to know everything. Details. What do you mean? Go to a party. Well, how many? Is it nighttime? Is it daytime? How's traffic there? How's traffic back? How many cars are going to be in a parking lot? And is there going to be a parking lot for me to park at? I'm just trying to figure out the facts. But most people are just like, get over here, motherfucker! Stop asking too many questions. And I'm like, y'all don't question enough. So I'm just trying to figure out for me, since you don't care about you. I don't really care about me. I just don't want to be in your view. I do realize no matter who I try to be, you're going to see what you're going to see. So therefore, I'm just going to try to be the most peaceful version of me. And I don't really know what that looks like to me. I just know that I don't always need you, don't want your view. I just know that I need to be me. But what's that mean? Imposter syndrome feels like, I don't know. You tell me such nice things, but I don't generally believe. I'm just doing it because, well, I remember when I wanted this for me. I'm just doing it because, well, why the fuck wouldn't you? I'm just doing it because, well, it's the right thing to do. I'm just doing it because I was bored. I'm just doing it because I remember when I was in the same shoes. I'm just doing it because I ain't had nothing else to do. I'm just doing it. That's about it. I got so many reasons for why I do so many things. When you ask me a question, it sounds like I'm lying when I answer it. Sometimes I really just don't give a shit, and sometimes I generally believe it needs to be done. And, well, who's best equipped to do it? I guess me. So, of course, I'm going to take the time, the energy, and tell you, shh, don't speak. I don't want you to speak about it like it's a secret. I just don't want you to speak about it because I don't care about it. And that's literally how I carry most of my energy, just because I am my own worst enemy, especially younger me, pouring so much time and energy into things that could cause me to be even more fucked up, damaged. I probably should have a record. I just don't. That's because most people don't believe or just seem to be deceived so easily, or it's just, well, how much damage have you really caused? I don't really know. There's a cost to everything, but we don't always think about it. Rather, it's time, energy, or monetary, something getting taken away from you. And life is whatever you make of it. To me, it's always kind of been scary, goofy, funny, and you think it's funny. You always think it's funny. You think everything is funny. That's because something's wrong, right? Something's different. Rather it's day or night, I do feel the shift inside. I know I must run and hide because since a child, they said, watch what you do, watch what you say, act right, act right, act right, act right. How do you act though? You didn't tell me that. You didn't teach me that. I just copied those that were in movies though, because they're actors, right? So I assume that they know how to act right, and seeing and critiquing and figuring out how they do things in their scenes. I see my scenes like this sometimes, not always, mostly, not likely, but sometimes when I see scenes like this that remind me of a movie, they did this, that, and they were approved. So why can't I just do what they did and be approved too? But sometimes I get kicked out or booed. I'm just like, what? I just did what somebody else did, and well, script. Now that I am more aware, now that I am taught better, because I seek information, even though people try to keep information away from me, or maybe just try to fluff it. Not most of it is even true. It's just something for you to gnaw on, something for you to chew. The truth, nah, so hard to find. You'll find your grave before you find the truth, especially if you tell and try to teach the youth. You'll find your grave before you find the truth, because the truth is everywhere. It's just hard to believe, hard to see. I don't want to. This shit is crazy. The truth is everywhere. Just need to tune your ears, tune your eyes, and you just need to tune your vibe. Then you'll see the truth is everywhere. It's just hard to believe. But who am I aside from just a madman? I figured if I'm going slow, I might as well get something out of it, because it's generally driving me nuttier than nutty, and I'm already nutty as fuck. So the whole entire idea of making this video is trying to get into my whole entire imposter syndrome, and me not always being well aware that when people compliment me and or insult me, to be honest, they generally mean to cause harm and or joy from me. And it's just like, because in my head I go very analytical and a lot logical, although there is times I will be more of an emotional / passionate type person, but I'm more analytical and logical because I figure if I'm analytical and logical, it keeps me out of trouble that being emotionally passionate gets me into. So when people, depending on who people are, I do take into consideration from the time to effort, all the things that I do know about you. When you say the things that you say, what value does it hold, and what reality, what truth, what mold? And for those that I have deemed to be considered liars, I generally don't listen to what they say. Like, I hear words coming out and I see things being said, but at the end of the day, I just realize they're just trying to either navigate me, like trying to lead a horse to water and expect me to drink. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. They're trying to navigate me somewhere, or they're trying to at least like build a story or have an alibi, somebody that knows what they're talking about, or maybe they just want to get out of their head. I don't fucking know. But I've come to learn, don't even take their thoughts with a grain of salt, because nothing's coming out of it. It's not even salt, really. They'll tell me it's salt, but it might not even be sugar, to be honest. It might not even be cocaine either. It just looks white, but what is it? And then those that I feel as if like tell the truth oftenly, I clearly always deem their value to be higher than those that lie a lot. I also deemed their words to be something that I want to listen to, something I want to commit to memory, because if I not only hear them say things and I see things come lots of times after they say things, or at least the follow through they say and do so consistently, it's basically like they're married. Their thoughts and their actions align so perfectly. Of course I believe them, compared to those, like I was saying, the liars, those that have thoughts that never align with their actions. I'll admit, I'm a wishy-washy type of person that I try to have my thoughts align with my actions, but at the end of the day, I just be doing shit. I'll tell people I'm going to the gym, but I might not even work out at home. I might not even fucking leave the goddamn house. I'll tell people I'm doing X, Y, Z, A, B, C, but I will say 9 times out of 10, I try to enact the things I say I'm going to do, but I've gotten better about not telling people, because if I don't tell people I'm going to do it, then if I do it, cool. If I don't, also cool. But at the end of the day, I didn't create a false narrative for you to think and or believe. And then when you go to question me about it, I'm not going to lie about it. It's just then I'm going to be like, I actually did. And then this whole entire conversation back and forth is just like, you're a liar. No, I'm an overpromiser to an extent, because I overpromised I was going to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and sometimes I do get around to it, and sometimes I never do. Sometimes it's just a great idea to get out of my head, and sometimes something I do enact. I guess that sounds defensive. I am a liar.
In half a mile, turn left onto Ohio 579 West.
When it seems fitting, but I guess it's not considered lying, or it's not considered whatever the fuck you don't want to consider it if you can just use a different word for it. Because it's not lying, I'm acting. They don't know who I am, and I need to get this role because, well, I need this and I need that, and to get this and that, I need to play a part to get the part until I can be that part, even though I do fully believe that being yourself is going to get you to where you need to be.
Turn left onto Ohio 579 West.
I'm also aware that being yourself to a certain degree will get you into an earlier grave than, I don't know what is expected, but I guess if you don't really know what is in
Continue on Ohio 579 West for 11 miles.
I guess if you don't know what's in store for your life, then everything goes according to plan. Right? Alright. Everything shall go according to plan. Oh, I got this bitch upside down. Either way, the funny thing is I don't ask for compliments, people just give them. like the most recent physical compliment, like somebody actually physically said it to me, was yesterday. I was at work and I was dealing with these, if I had to guess, anywhere between no lower than 40s in age. But I'd say probably 50s, 60s, could have been early 70s. I don't know. One of them looked really good for her age, and the other one just looked like she was her age. This is the easiest way I can describe it. So, as we were doing services, I was doing the majority of the talking, selling the job, and all this and all that. And the funny thing is, the caddy person and I thought her and I had very good rapport. She got deals on deals out of me. But honestly, I enjoyed their energy so much. I would have done the job for free, to be honest. I ain't got no complaints. No complaints. I even mentioned the whole entire time, like, God damn, you woody as fuck. And she'd be like, I'm not just a pretty face, all this, all that. I'm like, damn, okay, grandma, I want to be around you more. I let her know from the start, like, I didn't give a fuck that she got like, what was it, $75 off the original sound. So I was like, all right, grandma, I was very fucking me around them, to be honest, which I'm not always me around customers because, have you met me? Woo! I'm a little much, as others would say. I'm just me. And then like her friend, her sister-in-law, I think the relationship was. I was like, wait, you can't see it. I was like, okay. She was definitely feeling me. She kept calling me handsome, chocolate. Well, I mentioned the chocolate part. But like one of the things she was saying is like, I'm trying to remember verbatim what she was saying. I knew it was a compliment towards me, but she felt because of the whole entire complexion issue, some people are openly conscious about that, and I'm just like, if it's a compliment, how are you gonna let somebody be offended on my behalf when I'm fucking that's literally how I explained it to her. I'm like, I'm literally smiling. You can see me smiling right now. How are you gonna let other people be upset on my behalf when you can see me smiling? Is how essentially I broke it down. But she was saying something about handsome chocolate, or it had to do something with my skin color and me. And I think I'm gonna be honest, I pretty much started because there's two people at the company with the same name as mine. I'm one of them, clearly, and then there's one that happens to be Caucasian. So I let certain customers, depend on the vibes, I'll let them know the color difference, or I'll just say, oh, Ethan S and then Ethan B, because I'm the S, he's the B. So I want to make sure I get my due diligence by correct, because we're a performance-based company. I say it like that because I don't want to talk about that currently, but everybody knows what air quotes are for. So, and if you don't, well, supposed to be are what air quotes are for, just in case nobody taught you. So I explained to her this, that, blah, 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 and then I felt like I could have taken somebody's grandma home with me. Like, I do love older women, and I do love women my age, and I do not want to say the last one, but if you think the last one was going to say, I do love younger women, yes, you're right. But at the same time, I realize younger is like, where do you draw the line? And clearly I draw the line at adult, but at the same time, I don't even feel like I look at women that I feel like are under the age of XYZ ABC. And I say it like that because, like, when it comes to pursuing a female, I don't really pursue. I enjoy conversating to a degree, if she is interesting to talk to, but I seem to find more interest in talking to autistic women or ADHD women compared to the neurotypical woman, which I said a lot about myself compared to anything else. But that has nothing to do with here or there. Older woman. So my reasoning for not having too much of an attraction to women my age or younger is due to the fact that, one, I'm 27. Two, it seems like a lot of those females are not interesting in my mindset, and that's because I've never lived in that party extroverted type of mindset, even though I would say I'm like a small group party animal, because you won't see me, and if you do see me out in like concerts or like big group settings, I'm probably gonna have headphones on. I'm probably gonna do my best to avoid the middle groups, or I'm just completely fucked up and out of my mindset, so of course I'm just gonna do what the fuck I want. So I don't know, I can't 1,000% say that, just because like I know for sure currently I do my best to avoid certain spaces because of XYZ ABC, and I know who I am. So I can't guarantee that I'm always going to avoid those spaces though. But like I said, the younger women, the women that are about my age, just seem to be lackluster, as well as just, I don't know, unless she's like autistic and like the autistic, that makes sense to me. Like the nerdy, blonde, could probably be seen as a bitch, but isn't a bitch. She just says what the fuck is on her mind, and people are just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she's like, but I told you I have a diagnosis. And they're still like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just because you have a diagnosis, it doesn't mean you have to be rude. But that's actually in the diagnosis. It says I say rude shit all the time. Actually, it's highlighted right here. It's something you gotta get used to when you deal with people like me. Either way. Or like a fucking manic pixie chick, which is probably like closer to that borderline or BPD. I don't know. I just know that the females I typically get along with are mentally unstable as well as I am. So like, I can't call a bitch crazy. It's like the kettle calling a pot black. I know she crazy. Bitch, I'm crazy too. Let's see if we can do something cool. Okay. Yeah, like I definitely would have. I even told my coworker, I'm like, man, I need to learn how to talk to women better. Like, and he's like, man, it seems like you know how to talk to her well. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm in like the transitioning. Like, I can talk to somebody, but like when it comes to closing, it's funny because I can close a sale, but I can't close a woman. Damn. Yeah, I can close a sale, but I can't close a woman. That's crazy. That is crazy. Because I even think about it, I've been with like maybe closer to 50 women now. Maybe a little bit more, mid-50s, 60s. I don't know, I've stopped counting a minute ago. But what I'm saying by like, even with the lifestyle that I live, without being too transparent, but what am I really worried about? Where I'm going to die anyways. Either way. I'll be completely transparent. Of the 45, 55, almost to 60, because like I said, I stopped counting. I just remember last time I was counting was in the 40s. Those women were off the books. Like, no cash, no money, no lot of this. That was just... I generally believe women picked me to sleep with compared to me picking her. And then, just because I don't think I'm that smooth with women. I generally feel like I'm socially awkward, I'm fumbling, because in my head, there's only like a couple avenues where you can go with women. Bedroom, marriage, girlfriend. But what if I just want to fuck? She wants to be my wife. And because conversation never led to that, because sometimes that's the only reason why we didn't fuck, because I mentioned something that she didn't want, and that caused an ick, and now her pussy closed up, and now she never want to fuck me. Or maybe she only wants to fuck me because she thinks she can get marriage or girlfriend out of it, and then it's like, whoa, no, I'm just trying to give out dick right now. Like, you want some? It's cool if you don't, but I don't force dick on nobody. If you want some, cool. If you don't, another chick might. Just the quicker you say no, the faster I get to her. I'm just saying, I'm a respectful hoe. Because apparently you ain't allowed to talk to multiple motherfuckers at the same time until one person tell you no. Could have prospects. I just don't always water my plants. So it's just like, I don't know. I never know how much time and energy you put into things. I just know that I put too much time and energy into certain things. And when you do it in the humans, that could be considered a crime. When you do it in the video games or ideas or something like that, that could either get you killed or get you rich. Doing a female could also get you killed or rich either. But like, it's so much more flexible doing it with a human compared to doing it on an object. Like the variables, and actually the variables in any of those are just so hard to tell. Either way. I prefer to focus on things compared to people at this point of existence. But don't get me wrong, I probably have somebody that I might be interested in, but I just can't convince myself, or I'm at the point where I have an avoidant attachment style, as well as I'm just at the point where commitment seems like everything's a gamble. So I can't say commitment feels like a gamble. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I want to commit, and then sometimes I feel like I just want a best friend that has a vagina and that lets me hit. And then I'm like, damn, what a misogynistic piece of shit. Just like the way that my thoughts work at this point, I'm like, if that's all I want is somebody that I could just fuck whenever the fuck I want, there's prostitutes. If I just want a female friend, I just find a chick that I'm not sexually interested in. And then if I want a female business partner, yet again, I could find a female that I'm not sexually interested in, and that just has a good brain. Like, that's another thing I actually generally enjoy about my thoughts and the way that my mind works. I 1000% believe I can be friends with a female, but I generally don't think she's gonna like me. Because I'm gonna talk to her like I would basically any other person. And I don't want to say that I changed the way I talk to a female compared to a female I want to fuck, compared to a female I want to be in a relationship with, compared to a female I want to marry. But clearly the script isn't the same. Because if I want to be in your bedroom, I'm gonna try to think of the smoothest things to say that are kind of like flirtatious, but still works. If I want to marry you and want to be like in a long-term relationship, clearly I'm gonna show you the aspect of me that seems like, oh, this nigga like likes to take care of the home or does a lot of daddy things. Or it's like I'm gonna show you that side. But if like you're just like a female friend, like you're just gonna know like.
In half a mile, turn right onto Ohio 51 North Woodville Road.
Like you're gonna know a wide spectrum of me, but like nothing really gonna pinpoint. I don't know. Like I just know that my mind works in such sporadic ways that my madness works for me as well as against me. It just really all depends. Like elderly underwear. Either way. All halfway. Yeah.
At the light, turn right onto Ohio 51 North Woodville Road.
I don't always believe what they say about me, regardless if it's a compliment or an insult. And I don't know what to think about me. I just know that my value is always going to be flexible. Until eventually, I am deceased. And I have this weird thought that I'm going to be one of those people, like some of the other ones, that my greatness will only be seen after they can't talk to me. But I left you all this information for y'all to see what you want to see. I told you what I told you, and you still heard what you wanted to hear. I'm trying to be as naked as I can. Y'all still tell me to put my clothes on. I'm like, but I want y'all to understand there's no tricks up my sleeve. I ain't got nothing too special on me. I'm just trying to show y'all I am. That's not the card I wanted. Where'd I put it? Fuck. I swear I put that bitch away. I should have checked. It's not this one. It's definitely not this one. Be wild if it was, though. Either way, I got shit to do.